Hey everyone, we are back, and tonight, for the very first time, we are going to review the sci-fi original series Defiance. Now, the season premiere of Season 3 aired tonight, so if you're not fully caught up or you didn't watch the most recent episode, which was just a little while ago, you're going to want to skip this video because everything we talk about is totally going to spoil it.
Yes, it is.
The title of tonight's episode was The World We Sieze, and that title really kind of points the direction that this season is going to go. Because the first thing we get introduced to a new alien species, the Olmecs. And the Olmecs are awesome.
The Olmecs are amazing.
They're purple.
Yeah, they're purple. Which help, and they have light up armor.
She's gonna cosplay
Probably.
Kinsey, most
Probably,
likely.
yes. Now, what's really interesting about the Olmecs is they are part of the Voltanis. You know, the Voltanis is like a group of alien species in the same solar system, and they are part of this group. And it seems like they are almost like the original Voltanis group, and they are very primal.
They're predators, and the Doctor calls them cannibals, but
they're actually not cannibals, because cannibals implies that they eat their own species, and they eat other Volantes, but they don't eat other Olmecs.
Right.
So, I mean,
I think the way the Olmecs look at the rest of the Voltans or the Volantes or whatever
I made up Volante,
group. I think the Olmecs kind of look at themselves as the apex, and everybody else is like cattle. So they probably feel about the Castathans the same way we feel about chickens.
Yeah.
So I get that kind of a vibe from them.
That all the other Voltan planets are all clumped together.
Clustered, yeah.
And the Olmec planet kind of goes out and around, and it only comes into orbit with them every 76 years, which would mean all the other Volantan species kind of evolved together, and these guys are out separated. So instead of evolving as part of a collective species, they've evolved as a predator of this collective species.
Yeah. And every 76 years they call the Dread Harvest, where they just go down to the Voltan planets and gather up a bunch of food, meaning people. The thing is, the two Olmecs that we meet, Teefkin and Kinsey, they're actually really likable. Kinsey less so than Teefkin, but even she.
Yeah, even Kinsey is very, very Arissa-like from season 1.
Yeah. She's very hot-tempered. She's very act first, think later, very much like Arissa was in the first season. And the relationship between Teefkin and Kinsey, I mean, Teefkin is Kinsey's father. It's very reminiscent of Nolan's relationship with Arissa. So I think Nolan is picking up on that, and I think even though Kinsey has tried to eat him like 3 times, I think he kind of likes her in a paternalistic kind of a way.
Yeah, I think if anybody's going to change their mind on humans and everybody else on Earth, it would be Nolan and possibly even Arissa.
Yeah.
Because the two couplets are like almost identical. They're just different species.
It's like mirror universe.
Yeah.
Nolan and Arissa, two Teefkin and Kinsey. Okay, that gives you some background on the Olmecs. But the episode really kicks off with Teefkin and Kinsey landing just outside of Defiance. And Defiance is basically a complete shithole, even worse than it was before. The economy has crashed because the mines collapsed and they can't mine any more Golemite. The Earth Republic, the E-Rep, they're all gone because they're like, peace out, fuck it. And so they decided to take off. So Amanda became kind of the de facto mayor again.
Yeah.
And she is a straight up badass now.
Yes, and she's sticking around. She could leave. She has the means and the skills and the money to leave, but she sticks around because she doesn't want this city to fade, and because she knows that there are people in the city who cannot leave. So instead of just leaving them and letting them all die, she's stepping up and essentially risking her life by staying and trying to keep them all together and help them survive.
The interesting thing about Amanda is through the 3 seasons, I think she has evolved and changed as a character, probably more than any other character.
Yeah.
And kudos to Julie Benz. Her performance is just amazing. The series as a whole doesn't give you a whole lot of curveballs. I mean, not until Tommy died at the very end of last season. But in this episode, the season 3 premiere, we got major curveballs left and right. Rafe McCauley's son, Quentin, got executed right in front of Rafe. Rafe dies trying to save Christy and Luke, the baby, and then Christy dies at the hands of Stama.
Yeah.
And Stama's kind of forced into it. She didn't want to do it, but Christy, let her know that it was okay, and Stama didn't have a choice, so she had to do it. But damn, 3 character deaths in one episode. They were all McCauley's. The McCauley's are now an endangered species.
Yeah, the only one left is the mom.
Yeah, the mom and the baby, and that's...
Yeah.
So, and they're together. She ran off and...
She has baby, which
and
is the worst possible choice for guardian for that poor child.
So in the trailer for the rest of the season, it says, the most dangerous season ever, and they're not lying.
We have an introduction of a species of aliens that eats other species of aliens.
Yeah.
And the Voltan Collective is going to Defiance.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff happening.
There's a lot of stuff going to go on in this season. Another shocking moment in this episode, Kinsey is locked up in the jail, and she's getting ready to bust out, and this kid is looking through like the window, and he's like poking at her with a iron
rebar.
Like a rebar. And he's trying to jab her, and he's just messing with her. She gets loose out of her chains, grabs that bar, and then throws it out right through the kid's head.
And kills the kid.
And Defiance doesn't have a whole lot of holy shit moments. This episode,
a lot,
full of them. And if the whole rest of the season is like that, I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, another holy shit moment. Kinsey gets injured very, very badly, and they bring her back to the doctor's place, and her father convinces them to take a strip of the doctor's skin so that he can use it to fix Kinsey, because apparently that species was bred for more than one purpose, and one of those purposes was for regeneration of the Olmecs. They hold her down and cut off a big chunk of her skin from her back.
Yeah.
Like, he convinces them to do this, which is just insane.
Nolan and Amanda have gone beyond what you would expect from them, just given the situations. So seeing how they devolve and their moral compasses, point a little less than true north.
Yeah, because I understand. Like, on one hand, I understand why they wanted to do it, because if that girl died, this guy was going to cause havoc. Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, it is very not human to take something that would be like taking somebody's kidney and giving it to somebody else when they've told you no. To me, that was really, really pivotal in their character development, and to kind of show how far, almost from human, that they've come.
Okay, and from the season trailer, it seems like we're going to get basically 2 villain groups this season. The Voltanis Collective, which is kind of always there, and the Olmecs, because Tefkin and Kinsey and their ship, they have a huge army of Olmecs. And once they've made a deal now with Amanda to help mine the Golemites, so because they need fuel for their ship. But once they get that, and they release all of their army and all of their family from stasis, they're going to run wild over the planet.
Yeah.
I don't know how long the Olmecs are going to be around, because, well, like what you were saying during the show, it seems like Tefkin and Kinsey are going to kind of play along with the humans for a while.
It's kind of more what I hope. I would kind of like that this is kind of like a little teaser of what's to come, and that for this entire season, Kinsey and Tefkin kind of help Defiance fight off the Voltanis Collective, and that next season they have the run-in with the Olmecs, or even somehow something happens and that never happens, because I really want the Olmecs to stick around.
Yeah. The Olmecs,
I like the characters.
Yeah, Tefkin and Kinsey are really, really fascinating characters. I would like to see them stick around. Like, even if, say, their plan to release their army from stasis fails, and the rest
they're all dead already or something.
He mentions that they too, Tefkin and Kinsey, are the last hope for their entire species. So this ship is carrying everybody from their entire species who's still alive. So if something happens and they're not able to
Revive them.
revive them, and they're the last two, they're going to have to stay in Defiance and work with the humans and the rest of the Voltans. And I'm really hoping that's the direction this story goes.
Yeah.
Because I really like those two characters, and I want them to stick around.
Yeah, I'm kind of dreading, because they have this whole army, basically, and I'm dreading the army waking up and them having to fight Defiance, because I'm like, no, because if that happens, then we'll probably have to say bye-bye Olmecs, and I want them to stick around for the rest of this series.
Yeah. General Favitak has enlisted Daytak and Stama to spy and sabotage Defiance.
By kidnapping their son.
By kidnapping their son, yes. So, I don't know. Stama, she's much, much smarter than Daytak. It seems like she's got a plan.
Stama's very, very smart, but she gets dumb when her children are involved.
This is true.
So, I don't know. And Daytak's never very smart. He's always hot-headed, so who knows how this is going to play out.
Yeah. Okay, and I think that covers pretty much everything. So, if you haven't checked out Defiance and you watched this video anyway,
why?
Seriously, you need to check the show out. It's really, really awesome. It's on the Sci-Fi Network. The first 2 seasons are on Amazon Instant Video, I think for free.
I have no idea, but they are on Amazon Instant Video.
I'm pretty sure the first season, at least, is for free, and I'm not sure about the second season.
Also, if you have seen tonight's episode, leave us some comments. What did you think? Are you guys excited about the Olmecs as we are? Because we're kind of freaking ecstatic about them, if you couldn't tell.
Leave a like, comment, and subscribe.
Also, on Fridays, we do a Topic of the Week video, and we always need topics for that. So, if you have a topic you would like us to discuss, put that in the comments below. We will look through all of them and choose the one we think we can make the best video for and post that.
Okay, thank you very much for watching. We will see you next time.